Hello, Heroclix land. Welcome back to Talking Clix, where we celebrate the heroes of Heroclix. I'm your host, Wespool. With me, as always, is my faithful co-host, Scott the Missing Link.
Good
Hello,
evening.
Scott. We have
Good
a very
evening.
special guest tonight. Who is our special guest this evening?
Tonight we have the Oklahoma resident Eric Sexton,
Hello,
Clix
Eric.
dad.
Hello, hello.
So is Oklahoma kind of a Texas light?
You know, in a lot of ways, it does feel like that. Sometimes it's got its own unique flavor.
Yeah, you're telling him all wrong.
Yeah,
Macho Man said it best: the cream rises to the top. And if you look at the map, where's Oklahoma?
it is.
On top
It
of
is on.
Texas.
It is on top. It's got such a unique history. That's I mean, every state has some cool history, right? But Oklahoma is no different, and it's been home for a little while now, and haven't left yet. So
Awesome. All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into Heroclix.
well, I'm 41, and so that puts me right at my senior year in 2002 was when the game came out. And I had some very good friends of mine that had a very nerdy dad, and went and bought some boosters, and we played some games, and we were hooked, and we played the rest of the semester in the spring. And then we graduated and went to college where nobody played. And so we played all that summer and everything, but then kind of played a little bit off and on until it just kind of the interest kind of faded away. And then when I started dating my now wife, she's from a really big family, and some of her younger siblings, they liked board games and superheroes and all of that. And I was like, hey guys, there's this cool game I used to play when I was in high school, and I bet y'all would like it. They loved it. So we would play there, buy a booster here and there, and then their interest faded and mine only kind of grew, and so got hooked again. And but now I was an adult with a paycheck, and was able to actually support my hobby. So yeah, and then I've just kind of stayed at whatever level I can since then. I do like traveling a little bit. I try to go to 2 events a year, which usually has been Orlando for Champion Clix, and then Worlds. But eventually, maybe I've got 3 kids, 11, 8, and almost 6, and it's a lot when I leave them with my wife, and so I try not to do that too often. And 2 trips about is what it is right now, but hopefully in the future I'll be able to go other places like Red, White, and Clix and stuff like that. So
Cool.
You got any nicknames we should know about?
well, my last name is Sexton, so I've had nicknames galore since since kids first heard my last name pretty much. So no, although Kenny Minx does his nickname for me is Prince, because we've done karaoke a bunch, and he said when I sing it sounds like royalty, which is very generous. But
Kenny at those times is usually probably a couple of drinks in, so he may be a little sauced. So
he has been both sauced and not sauced.
okay.
So yeah.
So when you do karaoke, do you do any Prince covers?
No, actually not. Yeah. I really I do Sweet Caroline because it gets everybody involved. I'll do like Friends in Low Places or something, and then some more modern, stuff like Ed Sheeran or something that people will know and all that. But
So you want the audience interacting with you while you're singing.
yeah, it makes it more fun. Yeah, makes it more fun.
Do any show tunes from the musical Oklahoma?
Actually, no. I know like 2 lines. I've seen that play only in high school, and yeah, I did theater. I did some musical theater. I did Annie, and I did not star in that. Probably doesn't surprise you, but
You didn't play Annie?
No, I tried out. They did not pick me. So I almost got the part of Rooster. I was the understudy for him, but nope, didn't get Annie. Was on the president's cabinet, but they had us in, you know, a lot of the tunes and stuff. And then I've done a few other musicals and non-musicals in high school and stuff, you know, mostly. And so years and years ago by this point. But yeah, no show tunes from from Oklahoma.
Yeah. You can practice for the next time you're on.
Consider it. Yeah.
What's your daytime job?
I am a dentist and I work for the VA right now. So here in Tulsa.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. What got you into the VA?
Well, so I was a dentist on active duty Army. They paid for dental school, and I did my residency through them, and then did on staff at Fort Sill in Oklahoma for 4.5 years, and then I did a year in private practice, and I didn't really care for it all that much, and so then I went back and started working on post on Fort Sill as a civilian for like 10 years or so. And I somewhere in there, I did 6 years in the reserve, the Army Reserve, and just recently went into the IRR from there after we moved to Tulsa, because we were looking to get back to a city, and I'd always kind of wanted to work for the VA. And I tell people it's the same patients, just on the other side of the DD-214. So,
well, thank you for your service, both as military and helping the veterans. So, thank you.
Well, it's a privilege. I love doing it, and I think our patients are great. So
should there be a DR in front of your name?
I never get too bent out of shape about that. But yeah, I mean, technically, yes. If you look at my wall,
let me go back and rewind. Introducing Dr. Eric Sexton.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not. I don't ever worry too much about that.
I have a friend that is a reverend, and then he went and got his doctorate. And one time he introduced himself as Dr. Reverend blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, that's just too much, man. You're too wrapped up in your titles.
It is too much. I do have a seminary degree too.
Oh, wow.
I used my GI Bill, and I went to seminary. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, don't have a doctorate in that yet though. So just a master's.
All right. So my next question is, what area do you reside, and where do you play your local Clix?
So I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma now, as of last March, and found two venues. I'm actually skipping out on Wizards Asylum tonight to be here, and it's more of a casual focus venue. But every now and then, the meta guys over at Dice Addiction, the other one, they'll kind of crash and the party and bring
sharks will swim.
Yeah, bring a rogue prime to a knife fight or something like that. So. Yeah, but it's a really good community here, and everybody has fun, and it kind of ebbs and flows. It feels like, but there's a pretty solid community in two venues, so it's pretty nice.
So where were you at before you moved to Tulsa?
So I lived in Lawton, which is sort of in the southwest quadrant of the state, in Lawton, Oklahoma, of course, when I was working at Fort Sill. And I went to Carolina Comics pretty faithfully. There's really only one venue there. And I mean, maybe, no offense to any other venue out there, but it may be the best venue ever. So
I can vouch that it was a nice venue because I went there just to play you.
Yeah. Did you? Well, we did play each other in the last round.
The final game.
Yeah.
We played each other. You beat me down playing a game of tag.
I did. It was that crazy Jane though that you played. It was a very strange format.
It very much was, but yes,
but it was a lot of fun.
So I understand that this is not your first time being on camera for streaming. What's some of your experience in streaming Heroclix?
So it was during COVID. SVAC came out, and my oldest was 6 at the time. And watching YouTube videos, and he loved like the Play-Doh surprise.
Oh my gosh, the unboxing videos that kids watched.
Yes, and so that he wanted to do his own, and I was like, well, I mean, we can do Heroclix unboxing, and because I'd shown him the Scott Porter videos and stuff, and he was like, that'd be cool, let's do that. And so I started a little YouTube channel, and Father and Sons Heroclix, and we unboxed SVAC and almost every set since then. With the move and everything being crazy and everything, we haven't hit every set with one, but we've gotten most of them with some video or something, and don't always post it on the first day, because life's busy. But yeah, we have a lot of fun. And now my oldest, I think he's kind of too cool to do unboxing Heroclix videos with Dad. But my now 8-year-old, and actually my daughter, she's a riot on those. My brother says about my daughter Zoe that she's either going to save the world or destroy the world. She's a force of personality, and you can tell in the videos. But we have a lot of fun. And it's usually just me trying to keep them.
I feel like you trying to corral them and pull it back. Like, look, let's look inside the box, not just open the next one.
Yes,
but
yes,
I enjoy them.
Yeah, they love ripping them open and oh my gosh! And then of course Zoe asks if she can have every figure that she sees, especially anything.
I want it.
Or no, they're. I mean, it makes me smile to get to do cool stuff with them like that. So,
what's been your favorite set to unbox?
Master of the Time.
That was a real good time. That's true. Yeah. I don't know about favorite. Golly.
That was my favorite one that y'all did.
That one was probably our best one. So yeah, I could go with Masters of Time. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Lantern Legacy was pretty fun as well. But yeah, I guess it's the DC sets, it does it for us. So
no, to me it was the kids with the dinosaurs and the Time Trapper because it was pink.
That's true. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, she loved that Time Trapper. I think she's got 2 or 3 of them. So.
So can we expect a Strange Tales unboxing?
I don't know about Strange Tales. I may pick up a brick or something. I was busy. I didn't pre-order any product or anything, and we had a pre-release event. I only made it to one of them up here, which I guess what a champagne problem. They only have one pre-release, within a few miles of me. But I made it to one, and I got Dracula, and I got Hoggoth, Patron, and couple other decent little pieces, and did pretty well in that. And then we did a floor event where half of the build had to be from the set, and I ended up winning that. And we did it for a chase booster, and the chase booster we always draft out of the chase booster. You don't get the whole thing. And there was a Vampire Wolverine in there. Of course, he was snapped off the base, but or his little the flight, the jumping.
Yeah. Clear don't matter.
Plastic. Yeah, and so hey, a little bit of glue. Although that was a tough gluing.
Look, some of them are real tough. Like I got a Rogue Prime, not this new one, the old one that has the really thin ankles.
Oh,
and it snapped off on both ankles. I'm like, yeah, you're just gonna lay there.
Yeah, the ankles they're tough. They are very tough. Remember Jinx from with Batman Team Up?
Mm-hmm.
Golly, the anime legs or whatever on those Teen Titans Go pieces. They, of course, Jinx is pink, and Zoe wanted her and then broke her and then wanted me to fix her. I did my best, but she definitely has some glue ankles going on right now. So
I think it was Notorious. Was there a Shazam or not Black Adam in Notorious?
Yes, 200 points.
He's kind of like he's floating, but so they have the plastic coming basically out of his butt, and he's just kind of basically just teetering on there. Yeah, that broke off, and that was an interesting time trying to glue that back on. So because it's very top heavy. So there's no way to prop him so that he wouldn't fall over. So I just sat there for like 2 hours waiting for the click.
Yep, that's basically what I had to do with Wolverine. And so, because it does kind of come out of his butt. It's like really like the small of his back.
Yeah.
He's got like a flight stamp instead of like a tramp stamp or something. But he's but yeah, I just had to sat there just holding the piece together. It actually ended up looking very nice. I was very pleased with the end result. But the cape too that he has coming out makes it really tough because you can't get your fingers to hold just the spot. Anyway, it was tricky, but I mean, worth it. The piece is very cool and great. And then I traded some stuff for Loki, Sorcerer Supreme, and then I did really well in another tournament the next week. It was practice for Oklahoma State's next weekend, and so we did a over event, and we opened just 2 boosters, and we got a Tony Stark Sorcerer Supreme, and so
Nice.
I picked that one, and so and then I just had to pick up. I kind of sniped an auction. It's a thrill. That's one of the thrills in Heroclix, because it's not just a game; it's also an economy. And so there's getting a good deal on an auction or something. But the symbiote Sorcerer Supreme, I think, is a really cool piece. I think he's got some potential. He has some pretty cool little tricks and gimmicks.
Oh, and his point value is like, yes, I love the point value.
Yeah, 50 points for all that. I think he's a diamond in the rough. So.
All of our viewers and listeners, make sure you check the links below for a link directly to father and son Clix, and check out his videos as well.
Thank you.
Strange Tales. I didn't realize how much the videos and unboxings and stuff play into the excitement of a set. I was trying to figure out why I wasn't particularly excited for Strange Tales. Like, it's a fine set. I like the characters in it, but there was no hype for it because it just magically appeared. And we didn't get any Scott Porters. We didn't get any Dial H. Nobody did unboxings. There was no little sneak peeks leaked out on the eBay or whatever. It was just, here you go. So I really think that played effect in the lack of enthusiasm towards the set overall.
I feel like there was sneak peeks, but it was from the pre-releases that weren't supposed to be had at the time.
Yeah.
Yep. The weird breaking street date and confusion, maybe an accident, maybe not, who knows. But yeah, that, I think it kind of killed some of the mystique that kind of surrounds, a new set coming out. And so that I agree. That was a bit of a bummer.
Now, the flip side of that is I hate when the entire set is leaked months before the set releases. The last couple of Spider-Man sets have been like that, where basically we know everything in the set weeks and sometimes months before the set releases, and then there's no enthusiasm when you get it because it already feels old. So it needs to be a good balance between teasing us with it, but without getting us the entire set.
You didn't like the Scott Porter Lantern Legacy preview that was like a month early?
Oh, I hate when it's that early. I want it to be just a couple of weeks, so I'm like, oh, okay, here we go.
Exactly. Yeah. The videos, over the course of a week, and then a couple of weeks later, boom, pre-releases start.
Yep.
That's prime right there.
That's the timing that y'all want?
Yep.
Honestly, I don't really watch many pre-release videos. I don't really watch the Scott Porter videos. If there's something that's super hyped, everyone's posting it on social media, so you get it even when you don't want it. But I don't mind the Scott Porter videos. I don't mind story time with Scotty P sometimes. It's something I can listen to. I don't have to watch it while I'm driving.
Yeah, so. It's fun. And the guy knows a lot about comics. So
I'm sure they give him some kind of rundown on, like, okay, you might need to read up on Hulk if you're going to do Smash and Destroy. Or you might need to read up on X-Men if you're doing...
Yeah, he's talked about how he kind of guesses at what's coming, and he kind of does a quick review of what he's forgotten beforehand. That's one of the things, my favorite parts about it is I am not an avid comic reader. I never have been. I just like superheroes. I like the mythos of it. I enjoy the live action and the cartoons, but I never really sat and read comics. So I don't have the comic knowledge that a lot of players do. So when I'm getting a character I've never seen before, I'm like, okay, who's this guy? But when Scott Porter does his 45-minute X-Men rundown, and I go, oh, okay, now that guy makes sense, and now I'm more excited to play with it.
Yeah, you could call it his exposition.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, hey, I'm a dad. I've got dad jokes for days.
So you say you're going to Oklahoma States. Is that silver or 300?
It's silver. Yeah,
400 silver.
for better or worse. I mean, we don't have to worry about Beetlejuice, but got to worry about.
But is Beetlejuice really a problem?
I don't like him. So I played. I played.
I don't like rye bread. I'll eat it.
I played Joe Harrison in the top 16 at Worlds, and we had almost mirror matches, and it was really important to win map roll, and he won map roll. But we are both big fans, and actually we really bonded over our deep appreciation for Ghost Rider, even though a lot of people do not have that appreciation. But I had played a very similar team, Colossus and Ghost Rider, last year at Worlds, and so I've been a big fan of Ghost Rider since the day he came out, and he's been on almost. I played him the first Orlando at Champion Clix. I played him on my team there on a defensive shell. The thing I love about him is he says you get to play the game the way that you built your team to play the game. And Beetlejuice is the opposite of that. And so I appreciate one, and I guess by virtue of that, I appreciate less the other. I do appreciate some of the shenanigans that Beetlejuice stops, but he also stops just the regular functioning of a team, which I don't like that so much. So I will not mourn his passage into silver.
So at the risk of beating that dead horse even further, what surprised me about the debate about Beetlejuice isn't the fact that people are debating it. Pretty much since I started playing Heroclix, there's always been a figure or a mechanic that people either like it or don't like it, and they argue for it, they argue against it. The passion people have about Beetlejuice of, I absolutely hate this figure so much that it keeps me from playing 300 Modern. Or, I absolutely love this figure and we should have more like it. And it's the intensity of their arguments that surprises me. The fact that it's been out for a year and we're still having the same conversations.
I feel like Beetlejuice picked up where the tarot cards retired. It's like, oh, hey, tarot cards are gone. Here comes Beetlejuice. Tarot cards were board wide, and they would change randomly. And if you had them, great. If your opponent didn't have them, even better for you. But you're still helping your opponent out with your tarot cards most of the time.
Guess what I pulled?
You pulled Doctor Strange with tarot cards.
Yep. I love them. I don't know how I'm going to build with them because I don't feel like he's strong enough for competitive, but
there's another character in the set that has tarot as a keyword.
But I like the tarot mechanic, so I'm glad to have it back.
Yeah, I didn't mind it too much. There were a few cards that, it was a cool opening strategy. I would have Colossus with the Hierophant. He ruins people's days. I turn one won a match that first year that he was legal at Worlds by I turn one, I guess turn two, but I turned over the Hierophant and TK'd Colossus full charge. I mind controlled his Phoenix Sentinel to turn around and kill a Mystics figure. And so it was his Jennifer Kale. So he killed Jennifer Kale. I rolled doubles. So I killed, it was a Cuckoo. Just here's 1 damage and here's 3 damage to Jennifer, or 2 damage to Jennifer Kale. He was playing her at low. And then knockback damage did the rest of it, and then because he killed a Mystics, it also killed his Phoenix Sentinel. And it was over, all because of the 20% chance of turning that Hierophant over on turn 1. Yeah. So that was That I love certain tarot cards. The one thing one card I always hate is the star. That thing just, it's a heartbreaker if there was ever a one that did that. So
My favorite was the one that says you can only move in straight lines. Because I would love popping that out early in the game when people are getting ready to do their alphas, which usually requires a lot of movement.
oh yeah,
And this just says, nope, you're going straight or you're not going at all. And that just made for people to have a very bad day. And it gave me a chance to set up further more than my opponents. So I really like that one a lot.
So you would have loved the map Danny in the Streets. There was a map that had that effect on it to where you could only move in straight lines.
Oh,
yeah. Danny the street. It's a sentient street, which is kind of a strange concept, but yeah. Every turn, I think you would roll or something, and it was either you can only move diagonal, or you can move regular, or you can only move in a straight line. It was something like that, and that map was just frustrating and awesome. So.
What was the series that was based on with the robot and the knockoff Timu, Professor X, and the girl with multiple personalities?
Was it?
You haven't gotten anywhere with me yet.
It was Crazy Jane. Is the
Crazy Jane? Yeah, Crazy Jane and her crew. What was that called?
Is that Doom Patrol?
Yes.
Doom Patrol, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I liked the live action version of that and the Danny the Street in that show. It got a little weird as it was bound to eventually, but overall I thought the show was really good and their take on Danny the Street was really cool.
Yeah, I didn't see that one, but maybe I should.
Don't watch it with your kids.
Noted.
No, it's an HBO thing. I would not watch it with children.
Yeah, I baseline default to my kids don't need to watch HBO. Of course, the reason we have HBO is because we signed up for Boomerang so I could indoctrinate my children with Bugs Bunny cartoons and stuff. And then HBO bought Boomerang, and so then we've been getting HBO for like $40 a year because we keep getting the same price that we paid for Boomerang for a year. So I'll count it in the win column.
So I'm surprised your kids aren't on the camera with you.
They are in bed.
Already? It's like 8:30.
Yes, exactly.
Excuse me. Central Standard Time is 8:30.
Yeah, Central. Yeah.
That is one thing I loved about my kids being younger was I always look forward to bedtime. Like, okay, I know at the very least at this time I'm going to have some peace and quiet. And then they got older and bedtime just kind of floated away. And I never knew when they were going to bed, which made for some interesting Christmas Eves because I never knew when I could put the presents out.
Yeah.
You're the boss. You set the standards. Y'all get to bed.
I was in the middle of putting together her dresser one time when she came out. And I was like, well, Merry freaking Christmas.
This isn't for you.
It's for Santa to take.
Yep, I'm making this for Santa. We were out of cookies.
Doing some of his legwork for him.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember learning about Santa?
No, but I remember having to tell my kid about it, and I was heartbroken.
Yeah. No, I remember learning. We kind of didn't so much do Santa. Our kids were asking one time, and we were like, okay, fine. Yeah, no, yeah, Santa's us, But I remember I was in the back seat on the way to like at some pizza buffet or something like that. And my parents were discussing finances in the front. And I had just gotten a Game Boy from Santa for Christmas. This was like 1989, maybe somewhere in there. And I heard my dad say, well, we just spent $100, whatever it was, on a Game Boy. I'm like, oh. And so, yeah, that was a watershed moment in my life.
I don't really remember believing in Santa, but I do remember when we were in the car on the way to Grandma's house for Christmas, and my two cousins who were 2 and 3 years older than me were going to be there, and Mom didn't want me to be embarrassed because they obviously would know there's no Santa, and she wanted to have this deep, talk with me, and she told me I remember sitting in the back and just staring out the window like, yeah, like, well, you thought I still believed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you able to, or do you want to talk about your team for Oklahoma State's?
I mean, it's I mean, I don't mind talking about it. I'm not settled on it. It was just the team that I practiced. I don't get to practice meta too much, or really like during the week. I don't get to like at all, almost, unless so I get to go to one or the other venue during the week typically, and so I haven't done a lot of practicing, and we've been, it's been busy, holidays and all that stuff, right? So, but my team that I practiced, and it was actually better than I thought it was going to be, was a Cable Prime team, and I was thinking about maybe throwing Genesis on there and throw on some keyword cheating stuff, and decided not to. I just have it as Cable with the Universal Weapon and the Chase Mr. Sinister, making a clone of someone on their team, and then Major Logan, who automatically activates because I have a character with the same name as them, and then has Nightcrawler for secondary threat, and then Apocalypse, Grand Prize Apocalypse does his stuff and gives an extra rollout. And so if I'm attacking with Cable Prime, then obviously he's going to pick Pulse Wave that turn. But if I'm not going to be able to, then he picks Blades, and then he's got a pretty nice +1 rollout, plus his own, defense and all of that to kind of to protect him. So, it worked pretty well. I
got a question about the Silver Age builds. I haven't really been building Silver because I didn't know if I was going to be able to attend any Silver states. Are the big maps still being used a lot?
So yes, they are, but it depends.
To prevent the alpha?
Yeah, well, it depends. So if I don't want you to alpha me, if you have a really strong alpha, and if I can really throw a wrench in your plans by picking a big map, then I'm going to pick a big map.
So out of your maps, it's 2 small, 1 big.
That's typically how I do it. Yeah. If I need to, it's typically going to be something that's really blocked up and small. So it'd be like Major Brock's Bunker, and then something that's really open. If I want, like what is it? The lighthouse one that's like half water and half trees. Or that, or like Wakanda's fairly open-ish. But yeah, I like that lighthouse map. If especially if they don't have any stealth, then yeah, we're definitely going there.
I believe that one's Monsters Island.
Monster Island, yes. And then I'll do a big map, which it'll kind of depend on what the final setting up of the team is, because I don't have a lot of flyers. So a map, like the King Arthur's Castle,
Aunt Petunia's house.
Aunt Petunia's house is pretty good. That's a pretty good one. Yep. But something that's real, blocked up like that would be.
Well, the Aunt Petunia's house has the blocked up side of it, and then it has the pseudo open side
and wide open. Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't have a lot of destroys blocking, so it is really nice. That's actually what Thomas Castell, another one of our players here. I was playing him in the tournament where we were practicing Silver, and he had Rogue Prime, and we're in the map. What is it? It's the cave that was supposed to come with the Beholder.
Ancient Labyrinth.
Yes, Ancient Labyrinth. And I'm like, well, there's basically nowhere that I can set up, where he's not just going to launch straight through everything, clear a giant path, punch the heck out of me, and then Dark Phoenix is going to shoot me from across the map, and yeah, so that was terrific. But I ended up surviving for the most part, and then I think I edged him out because he had 2 extra life tokens, which is as rough. the Jubilee and Abscissa. So I had to kill Rogue Prime 3 times. But
Easy
but
work.
yeah. It didn't happen. By the way, I killed this Abscissa, but I never did kill Rogue before time ran out.
So when you're building for 300 modern competitive, you're always in the back of your mind, you're having to plan for certain aspects like Beetlejuice, Spirit of Vengeance, Hulk, Collector. There's certain game elements you have to prepare for. Even if you don't plan to counter it specifically, you have to have a plan for it. There's so much in Silver Age, there's no way you can counter everything or plan for everything.
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Wakandan Hulkbuster and Legacy Ace.
Then nobody gets to play. Right. You're exactly right.
Yeah. I get the only outwit, and you can't use but one free action.
Yep. It's pretty limiting. I really like.
Let me put on Constantine too. Why not?
Well, of course. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, and don't forget Sinestro Prime.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yes.
Yeah. There's my 200 points of the modern side.
It's brutal. It's I love defensive shell teams. That's typically what I end up playing. So this X-Men team is a little bit of a departure from that. I always have an eye to defenses. That's why I always think about like how many rollouts am I going to get, and what kind of defensive posture can I take and drop the glove or whatever for a construct and give myself some range defense and all that stuff. But I think Silver is really tough to go defensive. I think you got to get lucky to win anything, right? Your rolls have to go your way. You can't win on just strategy and good ideas alone. But in Silver, especially right now, like you have to get lucky. Your matchups have to be at least semi-favorable or neutral, and then you've got to kind of get lucky on a few points. Now, with that said, you can still build to beat most things, but there's just always a counter. There's always
positioning is one of the key things that people overlook is your positioning. If you can outposition them,
absolutely,
you can mitigate some of that luck because you can take out some of their probs. Or just their options. You can kind of make them, in a sense, do the thing that you're most prepared to handle, in that moment. Then if they roll 2 11s or something in a row, then you fall apart, which is if I'm playing against that, it's going to happen, but yeah, there's positioning is huge. Always has been. I love Black Leopard. People like putting in the destroyer arm on him. I want to have Mjolnir. That way I can just see through my characters and be like, okay, you still get your stuff and you can't see me because I'm not a giant.
Yep, the invul is nice because people knocking him back and doing free damage and stuff. It's now at least has to be penetrating damage. I get both sides of it. One is a little cheaper than the other.
It's 5 points cheaper, but again, I get to see through characters.
That's huge. Don't get me wrong. That's huge. And it gives them Quake, and it gives them a pulse wave. Yeah.
And you have my stats, so have fun.
Has there been a Legacy Prime yet?
One, Josiah X.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a Prime Black Leopard Legacy.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't.
I would not. Yeah.
Look, when that set first came out, I'm like, Black Leopard's good, but is he great? And then I played him in a game against God Emperor Doom, and I'm like, oh no. Your audio dropped, Eric.
Oh no, I was just mouthing the words. He is great.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you play it against a big gun, Galactus suddenly becomes,
very, very manageable.
Yeah.
Here's you at 17 defense, friend.
Black Leopard versus Collector.
Yeah.
I mean, Black Leopard can be got fairly easy, but if you have the setup for it, the positioning, then he's one of my favorite primes.
Yeah, he's pretty great. I played against one at in silver at Worlds, and he approached most of the way up the map, but I stayed 6 back and nuked him immediately. So that was how I handled him. And if he had gotten all the way like 6 from my starting area, I don't know what I would have done. Not as well.
Run away and then reapproach.
Exactly. But he was like 8 squares. He thought, yeah, he's not going to get me. I'm like, actually, I'm going to get you. So, yeah. Lucked out. Again, lucked out.
Against something like that, similar being the Smash and Destroy Chase Captain America, if you have a way to do the knockback to get them outside of those arenas, heck, the boxing ring and the WWE ring, if you have a way to do knockback for free, or just walk up to him and be like, Force Blast, get out of here. Those elements, I feel like, get overlooked, and they're awesome.
Positioning, right?
Positioning. That 0-point sound wave as an object. Do you see it getting played?
No.
Yeah. Could it be played? It can be done very well.
Yeah. No, you're totally right.
It's 5 points.
Yeah, it's it's situational, but it's also, there's always kind of guessing what's going to be played. So you think you're going to see some of that, which at this point, I mean, that seems like a safe bet, right now. So, yeah, we'll see as more tournament reports come rolling in.
So do you have any major feathers in your hat for competitive? Have you won any major events or anything?
I haven't won. I've done well, or top 8 or top 16 or whatever, several times. I don't think I've won any big event. I haven't gotten to go to very many big events. Even Oklahoma State's last year, I played Caleb Reddick in the finals. We tied, and so we did a roll off, and he rolled an 11, and I rolled an 8. So it's like a good roll, but it's like, okay, well, I just got second, because we tied, and yeah.
Hey, but so that's awesome that you tied Caleb, because he's no slouch.
No, he's very good. He's very, very good. So I've had a lot of close. I think I won a Wizkids Open, way back. But that one, just we don't even know what that stands for anymore.
Wes has never played in a Wizkids Open. He's only been playing for like 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's forever ago. So, yeah, but I don't get to travel very much. I got third in sealed teams at few years ago or whatever in Orlando, and my team with Matt Ventura and Emily, the Queen of the North, and so
was that when she pulled the Cathon?
Yes. She
beat me down.
Yes, that Cathon.
We had 100 turns. It felt like, but
I mean, no doubt. Yeah, I beat 2 Cathons that day with my team. Nick Ballou and Ed Arnold Berkovitz. So yeah, and in top 4. So
that's a pretty significant win.
Yeah, it felt good. Yeah, it's Cathon's he's just a brutal piece.
Hey, you were able to trim him down, so good job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had a good team too. So I had Cap Wolf and Headless Horseman, I think. Yeah, I had Headless Horseman. So no one really wanted to target him, because Cathon is going to slowly take him down. So yeah, it ended up working out. But
do you think you'll be able to attend Red, White, and Clix next November?
I am hopeful. So I have a buddy of mine that I played a lot with and just debriefed a lot with that lives up there now outside of Indianapolis. He PCS'd a year and a half ago, I guess is all it is. I don't know. Time flies, weirdly sometimes.
Yeah.
The older you get, the faster it goes.
Yeah, that's about right. That is about right. My gosh. But he's been pushing me to get up that way for Red, White, and Clix. I really want to. It seems like such an awesome event. So I'm really hoping to.
Well, be glad to have you.
Yeah, Kenny and I were there last year.
Yep, Scott took second.
No,
It's huge.
I robbed second place. I got lucky getting into second place. So,
well, you're a great player. Don't sell yourself short.
Well, thank you. I would like to make cut in Texas after like the last 8 years. I think I've made it once during COVID. And that's been like the last time in 8 years that I've made cut. So
Texas is tough.
Have you settled on a team yet?
Do I have a team yet?
Yeah, have you settled on it? Because last I knew you were kind of on the fence about a couple of different ones.
I am between a Spirit of Vengeance team and the same team that I played at Red, White, and Clix with the little tweaks to it. But
you know my vote.
Your vote's the Red, White, and Clix team.
Yes, sir. Make sure nobody else has fun.
Come on, just because I run Beetlejuice main board doesn't mean it's not fun.
Yeah, if we were doing modern, I'd probably be playing that which I hate, the Juice himself, just because it handles a lot of what's out there, especially with Strange Tales not being.
It doesn't necessarily. Strange Tales not being legal for this, so I feel like I don't think it handles everything that's not out there. I feel like Zala can come over there and slap somebody and drop an A-bomb right next to you on the right Phoenix Pog or however, and then you're toast.
She Primus.
Yeah.
Primus and Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
It doesn't work well.
No?
I mean, it does, but it doesn't. It's this.
They can't place near you, and
that's when Zala says, kill Primus with her God Killer sword, and then here comes A-bomb to take out your Beetlejuice. Sorry, I got it in my head on how to beat it.
Like you said, there's an answer to everything. So,
yep. And they still have to roll. Still got to roll dice.
Yep. No more rivalry crap.
Yeah, my Silver Age team is a 6 damage pulse wave.
That's beautiful in a terrible way.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yes, it is. It's Prime Thor with the alternate card Cyclops to make him an Avenger. Then you have Gala Havoc, Gala Gambit, Gala Scarlet Witch, Gala Falcon, and I can basically guarantee that I'm going to roll, even if I roll crit miss, one of the Gala invite tokens from the Avengers turns it to a 5. The other X-Men turn it to a 5. Play your power gem card. Now it's a critical hit. Thor says if he's rolling doubles, which your results is doubles, it's now 3 damage, 4 damage from the critical hit. Havoc says +1 to damage dealt because it's double 5s, 5 damage, and then knockback is 6.
Yeah, see, that's grody.
It is very gross.
Yeah.
And then if you happen to have a stop click, Scarlet Witch can pick the white as a color.
Mm-hmm.
So you won't have that access to that. And then Gambit says pick a character and give people damage adjacent to that character. Goodbye off your stop click.
Scott doesn't like people to have fun.
Well, he likes to win. I know that.
I mean, okay.
All right, so this question's for both of you.
Just barrier and I'm done.
This question's for both of you. I put a brick of Strange Tales in front of you. You're going to open the whole brick. What chase and what prime are you really hoping to pull out of it?
I don't know. I would like the
go ahead.
The Loki chase.
What prime would you go?
What prime would I go with? I mean, Blade seems to be a lot of hype around Blade, and he's probably the easiest one to get with a chase in the booster or chase in the brick. Strucker's cheap. I like Strucker because he's real cheap. Yeah,
no, those are both good, and that is honestly that's my answer too. I used Loki in the floor event, and man, he is so effective because nobody really wants to hurt him, if they have special powers, so he just would run him up and triple target mind control, and nobody wants to mess with them. And then when they do, like, okay, well, I guess you're going to lose all your powers and stuff and all that. And I, have a support to heal them up if I don't want to hit that click yet or whatever. And yeah, and Blade handles the close combat stuff pretty effectively.
Yeah, but Strucker is just so much fun to build with.
So much fun to build with. That is true. I just feel like with a linchpin like him, Loki doesn't quite fit with the mojo that's going on there.
Oh no, he doesn't fit with the mojo at all. But I'm just saying, if you have one or the other to build with, Strucker is easy to build with because he's so little points. He does take up the prime slot, but he's easy to build around.
Yeah, and he's just good piece, So yeah.
Do you have any superstitions about opening bricks or boosters?
So on packs on the end, historically, I preferred, but I don't know. I've opening my own, bricks in cases. I'll find the chases in the middle sometimes, middle front, which is not historically a spot that I would go to or whatever. So I think they've, with obviously each, the collation of each brick, because there's only so many configurations, right? That chase in that distribution is going to be in that location, but I think they're all kind of different. So I try not to be too superstitious about it.
Now, I had a really good mix of stuff. I got 3 bricks out of Strange Tales, and I got 0 duplicate SRs. I didn't pull a single chase that was the same. I pulled all 4 primes, which was phenomenal. Wow. I got 3 different legacy cards. So, and I got legacy cards that I really like. I like bats. I wanted Tri-Sentinel, and I wanted the Colossal Dormammu. So, like, wow, okay.
Those were your 3?
Those were my 3. I really wanted the Imperial Hydra,
God.
but yeah, I got bomb bricks.
Did you go buy a lottery ticket after that?
I did happen to win $4 on the Powerball.
You're getting close.
I'm getting close
to that jackpot. Yep. Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to buy more than a single brick on Strange Tales just because of the timing, right at Christmas time, and I got kids, and my presents come last. So,
you got kidneys? You can go sell one of those.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Those don't regrow though, so
kidney beans.
Those do.
Tell them what kind of kidneys you're selling.
So, are your unboxings coming out of your own pocket, or is Wizkids sending you little gifts every once in a while?
Oh yeah, they don't really care about my 200 views, So. Yeah, no,
200.
So yeah, what?
So you're getting 200 views?
Yeah, you never know.
Up to, I've had more than that on a few of my videos, but usually only when they come out like on release day.
I don't think we get but maybe 50 per episode, maybe, and that's after it's been around for a while.
Yeah, they usually, I think, end up settling around 70 to 80. We know we have 152 subscribers. Each video only gets 70 to 80 views. But I know that at least one of those is somebody at Wizkids. They're paying attention. So Wizkids, we would love to get some bricks to unbox. We'd love that.
Yeah, if I got to set up a studio type thing where my wife and I are doing it, because we do it very different than the normal people. She sits on the bed and she'll build it like a pillow fort around herself. And she opens the bricks and she tosses me the commons and uncommons and rares. And then she holds anything that's got a silver ring, a green ring, a bronze tab, or a gold tab. So when she's done with the brick, she starts tossing those out slowly.
Be careful on the toss.
It's all on the pillow fort and it rolls down onto the bed.
Some of the gluing jobs, as we've already talked about, is a little unstable.
They've been a lot better lately. The last few sets, the integrity of the plastic has been pretty good.
I do agree with that. I haven't had any plastic snap, so
they're less brittle than they used to be. They used to be, if you barely touched it, it just snapped right off. Now they're a little more.
I've had less leaners as well. I feel like there's not as many people leaning forward or backwards.
Agreed. They're doing better.
Lady Mastermind was like the last one I remember that was really leaning, and that's been a few sets.
I remember there was a War of the Realms. I think it was a rare Spider-Man. It wasn't one of the high-end ones, but he has arms out like this, and he was doing a full back bend, and he just looked like the Matrix. Like, oh,
Nice. Yeah. What wasn't the War of the Realms Spider-Man? He had like the Asgardian helmet and sword and shield.
Oh yeah, there was one with a sword.
yeah.
Yeah. He leaned all the time. Yeah. I mean, that guy was dodging bullets.
But hey, I would rather lean than be busted off.
Yes. Well,
That's. I
most
mean,
stuff you can glue. The leaning's a little harder to fix.
Well, we talked about that earlier. The glue job may have just like glue ankles.
it depends on the cankles. So
Yeah, it depends on the size of the cankle.
yeah, if you big enough ankle, you can glue okay.
All right, so you guys have been around longer than I have. Is it true that Wizkids used to have a rule that if it was the sculpt was changed in any way, painted or glued or anything, that it was not competitive legal?
You had to ask your opponent if you were cool with them playing it. And if you did not have the original version, then you could not play the figure.
But if it's snapped off and you glued it back together, but it's an obvious glue job, then no.
You could use it. I mean, I don't feel like the figure really matters, but I mean, some people identify and be like, oh, hey, this figure has this dial because I memorized everything in Heroclix. So I know that Dadbot thing has 4 clicks of life. And if I glued Dadbot thing onto the 12 clicks or 10 clicks of life thing, then it just kind of, the sculpt swap would mess your head up on what's what.
I remember hearing that they were really anal about that at one point, that if there's anything different about the sculpt, that you couldn't use it.
Yeah, I think that was the case for a while, and I'm really glad that they chilled out a bit on that.
I feel like it's the players. The players don't, as long as it's known what you're doing, most of the time it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is one thing that the HeroClix community, as by and large, is pretty good about that. Like, we all kind of recognize that we're playing with little plastic figures. And there's a level of seriousness that we should never escalate to, taking it too seriously, like it's still a game.
Yeah.
And it still should be fun because it's a game.
Look, I love homemade dials or homemade sculpts. I feel like that is some artistic work. And if you paid for that sculpt, by all means, use it. If you're crafty enough to build your own, by all means, sell it or use it.
What do you think draws out the competitive nature in players more? Is it the pricing that they're, I got to get to third place to get this figure or whatever? Or is it just the general competitiveness of it? They want to place above this person, or they want to win this tournament, make a name for themselves. What do you think really brings out that aggressive player quality?
I think winning feels good. I don't even think it's the prizing most of the time. I mean, lots of prizing is great, but I think most players know that their chances are low to get that first, the prize for first place. Even if you're, the best player in the world, like, you're only going to win so often, and even if you have a higher chance than everybody else, it's still only a chance. And if prizing goes to, the top half and they get something that makes it worthwhile, then that might draw people. But I don't think that top heavy prizing really draws people to travel to events. I mean, I could be totally wrong on that, but I think it's winning and playing a fun game with people that they like. I think that draws people. And as far as drawing the competitive side out, beating people that you like playing with and against is even better. So
yes, it is. It's awesome. So when we go to events like Texas States, we try and roll from the local venue. We try and go with at least 10 players. If we can get 14 players, it's even better, because it's just like who from the venue had the best day. And then you can just brag over the guys until the next big event. Be like, oh, hey, you remember Texas States? Yeah. Who finished last? Not this guy.
Yeah.
And then we also try and have a punishment for the last place guy. You got to carry out somebody's box or whatever. So you're the pack mule.
My local crew talks way too much trash for how little we actually get together and play. Um, the youngest of our group, he's in pharmaceuticals now, but he was, I want to say 20 or 21, the first time he went to a main event with us, and he was sitting there going through all the pricing, like, I'm going to get first place, I'm going to get this factory set, and the three of us are like, dude, you don't know what you're in for. And he didn't even make cut, and I don't think he won a game that day, and he was sitting there talking all the smack going in. But the four of us only get to play once every couple months together. And so our goal is to beat somebody important. Like one of my friends, Devin, beat Dan Powell at States a couple years ago. And he's still living that down. He's like, hey, Liam, I'm the only one that's beating Dan Powell. So
It's fun. Yeah.
Do you need a video of you beating Dan Powell behind the Red, White, and Clix building?
yeah,
Like we can doctor something up.
I mean, you talking to me? Do I need that video?
I'm talking to Wes. Does he need that video?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
look,
No, I mean,
Dan
hey,
Powell. Here's my cane hitting that
video
guy
evidence.
underneath the trash can.
yeah. I'm sure Sora AI could help you out.
All right, so in general, do you prefer Marvel or DC?
I think in general, probably Marvel. Although I like DC a lot too. I mean, that's growing up, I didn't read a lot of comics either. I watched all the shows. The Spider-Man and X-Men for sure on Saturday mornings and all that, but also the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited even, and then all the episodes I missed. When I was younger, I watched on Netflix and Batman the animated series. So I mean, those all have just a special little place in my my heart, my childhood, and all that. So yeah, I like them both, but I think today, like my two favorite characters, Thor and Spider-Man. I mean, it's Marvel. So yeah.
So do you like the Spider-Man Thor figure?
Yep, and I'm glad I got him in my case because I'd used him, and I've tried to Ares bomb with
the 8.
Yeah, the D8. So I've tried to Ares bomb with him twice. One time, he missed every single person, and I had like 3 rerolls, and I couldn't roll above like a 4, like just shockingly
You're welcome to my dice roll.
To what?
So you're welcome to use my dice rolls at any time.
I mean, I don't know how much better that would be, honestly, depending on the game and the day. But then I hit every single character the next time I tried it, and I did not roll over a 2 in his blaze roll. I mean, I kid you not. There were 5 figures, and I rolled 2s and 1s for all of them. I was like, this is enraging. So he has betrayed me both times, but I am determined to put a hell cycle on him and run him up and do an Ares bomb that actually works. Someday.
Do you remember what your first set was?
Infinity Challenge.
Infinity Challenge, okay.
Yeah. First, the stealth suit Wolverine, my first unique. But my favorite unique from that set was the Vision, because he had a long dial and I'd pick up an object and clock somebody with it. Because back then, they would have like 2 or 3 good clicks, and then they went to absolute garbage tier. Like,
but hey,
that would be like 5, 7, 14, 1 with toughness as their only power after like 3 or 4 clicks. Like Rogue, I think even 239 point veteran Superman went to I think he had an 8 attack and 2 damage by like click 7 or something. I mean, like it was so bad, so bad. But yeah, Vision was very consistent, and he was 117 points, I think 112 points maybe. And I liked that about him. So
I love it.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I've been talking to Calder Ness. For those of y'all that don't know, the Clixies is coming up this weekend. So I got a little spiel from Calder if you don't mind me reading it for him.
Absolutely. Promote
All right,
away.
he wants us to join Dial H this Saturday at 8 p.m. CST, Central Standard Time, for the Clixies. They'll be giving away on their YouTube channel, celebrating the best Heroclix from 2025. If you voted in the Google form, you'll be entered to win free Heroclix. And if you weren't able to vote beforehand, you can still win prizes. We will be doing giveaways throughout the stream. Join us for a Hollywood night, big giveaways, big awards, and special guests will appear throughout the stream. The Clixies, January 10th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, Dial H, maybe you should put a link on our show.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
Be there or be square.
Yeah. They have really gotten very good with their content.
Yes, they have.
Man.
And I have a goal this year, since we've been doing the show, is to get different content creators on ours. So, welcome to be our first content creator for the year.
Hey. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for making it last minute, too, because I was going to have Will or Paris Gordon on, since we have states with them this week.
Yeah.
And they have an event going on at Will's shop tonight. And then our backup was going to be a guy out of Canada who couldn't do it. And Wes was talking to Az, who couldn't do it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to find somebody. And I reached out to you, and you're like, oh, hey, what's it about? Yeah, I'll do it. I'm like, so.
Hey, I'll be your C tier. It's okay.
I appreciate you jumping in last minute.
There are no C tiers in Heroclix. That's one of the things that this show is, that we talk to everybody from the most veteran player to somebody that just picked up the game yesterday. We don't care.
We talked to retired players.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a game, right? So
yeah, I mean, we are technically a family
without competitive. That's for sure. So, but competitive is very fun. So,
what is your music genre?
I like a really wide variety.
Everybody says that.
Everybody says that, yeah. But I have a work list. So like I said, I'm a dentist, and I don't do any procedures without music playing. And I used to. So I was at Fort Sill for a long time, and I really leveraged my seniority there to play my music really loudly. And I don't have that seniority anymore, and I've had to really quiet down how loud my music is on the hallway, which is sad, but I've gotten used to it. But my work playlist, I have I put it on shuffle, of course, and you might have Josh Groban sing right before Led Zeppelin. And then I have 2 Taylor Swift songs on there that might be followed by Linkin Park.
No Frank Sinatra?
I do have one Frank Sinatra on there.
Send in the Clowns. Tell me it's Send in the Clowns.
It is not. It's actually, or do I have 2? I have I Did It My Way.
Ooh,
and then Callie, what is the other one I have of him? Anyway, I have one other Frank Sinatra.
You gotta have Send in the Clowns, because that's like a Heroclix hype up song, because the clowns are already there.
Yeah, I mean that's true enough. True enough.
Right,
yeah,
so
but
if you're in the car right now and putting in a CD because you're old, what CD is it going to be?
Enough. Let's see, Golly. It would probably be Vertical Horizon. They had like 2 or 3 hit songs in the 90s, but that CD was special to me because I borrowed it from a friend and didn't return it for 6 months. And he was like, hey, do you still have my Vertical Horizon CD? And so he came over and we were hanging out playing Super Smash Brothers Melee or something, back in 01 or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I forgot. Here you go, And so we went out to his car. He put it on the trunk of his car while we were chatting. He left. It slid off the back of his car. He rolled over it and then drove away. And then I saw, oh, well, you just ran over your CD. I was like, hey, you. And he was like, I should have just let you have it. And I'm like, well, maybe, but you also shouldn't have backed over it as well.
He didn't want to leave with you.
It did not. It was happy where it was. So,
if you're going to put in an action movie, what is your favorite action movie that you want to watch right now?
So my wife and we're finishing Stranger Things season 5, but we're in the middle of watching through the extended edition of Lord of the Rings. So we just finished Two Towers, and I'm going to call that action-ish. It's not like popcorn flick action, but so I would say Return of the King, because that's where we are.
All right. What you got, Scott?
I was responding to questions because people are practicing for Texas States.
Fair enough.
And I'm sorry that they're practicing today while I'm trying to record a podcast. So trying to answer their questions. This is the newer group out of, well, I can't say they're newer. These are the less seasoned players out of Victoria, Texas. I've been shaking them down, trying to get them to come to an event. And they have 5 of them right now getting ready to go. So
that's awesome.
They're practicing. And seats for Texas States was capped at 42. And over the last week, there's been about 5 people drop and 5 people join. And some of those were from Victoria. So they're last minute trying to prep.
Wow. Well, I mean, good luck to them. That's awesome. They are lucky to have a mentor, that knows the competitive scene. So,
I mean, I'm trying to get them up to snuff, but they want to play what they want to play, and that's fine. I want them to have a good time. That's the first and foremost goal, is to go have a good time, meet the people, experience what it is different from your shop versus a travel game.
You're not pushing them to play certain pieces?
No. If I help them build a team, I'm like, what are your 2 primary pieces you want on your team? And then we're going to start from there. I know I petitioned you to build a team because you're like, I want to play something completely out of my comfort zone. And you had 4 days, 3 days.
When I asked for your advice, you're like, no, you're doing what I want you to.
And you did it very poorly.
Yes, I did. So when you go to Oklahoma States, what are you looking for as you walk away head held high that you achieved something?
I don't know. My goal in any event is always make cut, do my best, and have a good attitude. So if I was a good sportsman, winning and losing, then I feel like that's a win. Making cut, that's a win number 2. And then, doing really well or winning the event or something like that is even better. But I want to be able to say that I was the best version of myself while I was playing.
So the best I've ever done in Texas States was second in like 2015. So I would like to match that at least. Congratulations to BZ for winning that year, beating me down. But hey, that was back in the Justice League teleporter days and ID cards. So the game's changed a little bit since then.
Thank goodness.
Do you have any cool or favorite dentist stories?
A lot.
HIPAA laws prohibit him from sharing this information.
I don't know. What do you want? Like a gross one, or like a pucker factor story, or are you familiar with pucker factor?
That's where you're puckered up.
Yeah, well, it's like where the things are getting so dicey that your butthole starts to you're just clamping down everything because stuff is hitting the fan actively. Right. So there's blood shooting out and stuff like that. So okay, well, let's see. The one that golly, I guess there's really 2. But one. So this was when I was active duty still, taking, I did a lot of wisdom teeth, impacted sideways wisdom teeth or whatever. And this was not that, this was not sideways. It was a regular old wisdom tooth that was, like partially submerged, below. The bone came up to, I don't know if this is the crown, the bone level was kind of like right here. So it's not like out, but it's kind of poking through a little bit, right? So I'm still going to have to, cut open. I'm still going to have to take some bone away to access the tooth. I'm still going to have to cut it in half, but it's at least oriented well. I'm not expecting trouble with this tooth. But I go and I do what's called a trough, where if the tooth is in here, you kind of take the handpiece and you take the bone away on the side, so that then you can get into to that side access to split it in half, the section. And as I'm doing the trough, sometimes people will have like little accessory arteries and stuff there. It's not one of the major ones. It's not one that is present on everyone, but it just randomly is just the way the vessels kind of grew. There's a little extra right there, and there was on this patient. And then they're just in the socket, there just starts to be turbulent blood flow, where it is not stopping. And you can see like blood is filling up in the socket of the tooth, and it very quickly, and you can see like turbulence in the puddle, at that point. So it's like this is pumping out. And we didn't have any bone wax or any special gauze that can quick clot, whatever. We have regular gauze. And so I have her bite on some gauze for a while, put just a lot of pressure, just soaks the daylights out of the gauze. And by this point I'm like, well, crap. And so like, what have I seen, some of my oral surgeon mentors do in some of those situations? And that never came up. I heard about it, but I hadn't experienced it prior to that point. But what I ended up doing after soaking a few more 4-inch by 4-inch gauze squares was I kind of took one of those and I kind of threaded it out and forced it down into the socket so that there would be direct pressure against the bleeding vessel on the wall of bone. So threaded it all the way down till it completely filled the socket, and then stacked more on top to get pressure on top that would then put lateral pressure once it was, she would bite down. And it finally stopped, and my whole body unclenched after that. But
just want to say, boxers use Vaseline.
You can't do that in the jawbone of a surgical.
You sure? Site. You sure?
I feel pretty strongly now. So like bone wax is similar. It would do that, but the Vaseline, especially on like arterial blood flow, it is under pressure.
Okay, so maybe not.
Yeah, so it would just push past that. You'd have to have something sturdier than that. But I've also been doing a wisdom tooth, and had very close. So on the top, you want to be very careful because they can you put the wrong kind of pressure, and they can pop up into the sinus up here, the maxillary sinus. Happened to a friend of mine, colleague at work, that he did not see that coming, and it almost happened to me one time, and I was able to not have that happen. Very, very glad. But fixing that problem is unfun, and that's out of my depth. That's an OR case, and I don't have OR privileges. So, but I've never fully broken someone's jaw, but I've had a bony plate click away from really what was light pressure. I'm a big believer in finesse, and none of this like standing on a patient's chest and blah, blah. That doesn't happen in real life. I'm sure it feels like it because it's very traumatic,
when you're hearing them crack the teeth in your head, it feels like it.
I had a teeth extraction one time, and I swear the dentist was like dripping sweat. He was pulling so hard. Like he was just exhausted from trying to pull that tooth out.
So it was probably part exhaustion, because you have to have a lot of pressure, but it has to be static and completely under control, which is a whole different ball game. And it can tire you out if you don't do it all the time. But then also you got the lights, this is the pressure of this is not going well.
Yeah. He was not happy. He was very frustrated with it. I could hear him grunting and going,
yeah. and all the protective gown and everything. Yeah. Those things hold heat in. And so, yeah, I've had totally nothing's going wrong, and I'm like sweating, as yeah.
I mean, the
But
light isn't helping you at all.
no, they're halogen bulbs, a
Yeah.
lot of times. Now, a lot of the newer setups are LEDs, but
Yeah,
for a
that's-
long time,
Hold on,
I've been
let's-
doing this for 15 years. They're halogen. It's like so much heat.
All right, so I got a question or two with the dentist stuff.
Okay, shoot.
Would you rather you or your patient need to sneeze or cough?
I would rather me need to cough because
Because you can pull away.
I can, and sometimes the patient will be like, oh, yeah, and I'm like, okay, all right, cool, or they'll gag, or they'll feel it's a gagging sensation coming on, and just let me know. I mean, I'm paying active attention to any sign, because sometimes patients, they want to tough it out. I don't want my patients to tough it out. If they're feeling something, I want to know, because I tell all my patients, if you feel anything, let me know. We have plenty of anesthetic. I'm not buying it, so I'm not too worried about it. It's not like it's that much money anyway. And so I want them to know. So I'm paying close attention to that. But if they don't let me know, and they suddenly jolt or whatever, I had that happen one time. A patient fell asleep while I was doing a crown prep on them, and that, like, where you just feel like you're falling and you jolt. He did that when the burr was on the inside of the tooth, the drill bit, whatever, the burr, and he stuck his tongue right on that burr, and I didn't have my mirror protecting it. It was still new. I figured, hey, I'm fine. I've got lots of space. I don't need to, be too careful. Always be too careful. That was my takeaway there, because the tissue on the underside of his tongue wrapped around the burr, and I had to just throw a little stitch in there and everything. And he was an old first sergeant, would not admit that he fell asleep.
That sounds about
and that was
right.
not like I pressured him, but I was like, yeah, it seemed like you kind of fell asleep. Oh, I didn't fall asleep. I wouldn't do something like that. I'm a first sergeant. Like, okay, all right, whatever, dude. So, well, let's just stitch you up. You're numb, so you're not hurting, but you will be a little bit. So he was fine. And a week later, he was all good.
So
yeah.
You don't want them sneezing or coughing while you're down there.
If they do, I just need some heads up. Then it's okay. Especially allergy season, everything. Everybody's got post-nasal drip. Everybody needs to cough and clear sometimes. So just give me a warning, and that's all I ever ask for. So
excellent. Yeah, that was my question.
Yeah, that was a good one. It's a good one. Very practical.
My last dental question before we move on is, what is the biggest misconception among dental work as far as like toothpaste or hard, soft toothbrushes? What the common man think that is just totally wrong?
Well, an easy one is the easy one is that the toothpaste is what's really doing the trick. And so there's a huge industry, in toothpaste and getting just the right toothpaste. When the truth is, whitening toothpaste does not really whiten. And if it does feel like it, it's because it's too abrasive. So there are some out there that are removing layers of enamel. They're too abrasive. And so it's whitening by being too aggressive. So not cool, not good for long-term, health. And then really the best thing is the brush and the mechanical action of removing the plaque, right? The other thing is about floss. People like floss, the little sticks, to pop. And well, so if this is your tooth, that clears one side, but these angles on the sides, that's what's really pushing against the gums, and and what's inflaming the gums is any plaque that's in that area, and the sticks won't get there. Only like real floss making kind of a C shape around each side of the tooth to really clear that away is what's really going to do it.
What about those little brushes that are for your gums?
And say that again, Scott.
The little brushes that you use between your teeth for your gums.
Yeah, like the little Christmas tree looking things.
No, yeah, kind of like a little Christmas tree. They're usually pointed, kind of like a toothpick, but they got little.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those can be good, but I mean, gums are they're fragile, so people can be too aggressive with those.
Yeah,
It's not like the gum
I have a
brushes.
bridge on my lower left side, so I have to use one of those thread
Yeah,
ones
like
where you
super
guys.
floss or
Yeah,
the floss threaders. Yeah.
so I have to use the floss threader, and then I'm already doing that, so I use the rest. I don't use the sticks at all, but yeah, that was a fun experience getting that.
I'm sure it was, and getting used to it too.
Yeah. So, you have any other questions, Scott?
No, I'm good. I'm answering questions for practice.
All right. So
Somebody's
here at
playing
Talk.
a 10-man and Mysterio chase team, so he's wanting to know if he needs to have 50 goons to bring with him, or is he good with 3? I'm like, you're good with 3, and then you have 3 spider bots, and you should be good to go. You may need 5 spider bots, but
I
should be
always
pretty good.
plan for over than under. I rather have too much than not enough.
Well, I don't want him having to bring 20 of each.
Yeah.
Well, Mysterio can't summon more if there's one that's still out there.
Yeah. So, I mean, you take the 3 off the sideline that have been KO'd or off the KO area, and you reuse them. You put a marker out there for how many you've killed.
Yep.
So we're a full service educational podcast with
That's
Clix
right.
knowledge and dental knowledge.
Yeah.
All right. So, Eric, here at Talkn Clix, we have a tradition. You've been playing for a long time. You are YouTube famous already with your 200 viewers. We've been talking to you for over an hour. So we kind of feel like we know you a little bit, but don't really know you. We don't know Eric Sexton. We don't know your heart and soul. We don't know what we see click. And so I developed the scientifically proven questionnaire to really get at the heart and the soul of the player so the whole Clix community can know you inside and out. Are you brave enough to answer these questions?
I'll be your Huckleberry.
All right. What is the first day of the week?
Depends on who you ask. I'm going to go
I'm asking
with
you.
Sunday. I'm going to go with Sunday.
All right. Would you rather have banks, cats, or AI as overlords in the new world order?
Banks, as twisted as that is. There's no good options there.
What is a petty hill that you're willing to die on?
Oh. We'll keep it Clix related. Ghost Rider 48 is awesome.
All right. If you could go back in time and strangle the internet in its infancy, would you do it?
Maybe not the internet, but Facebook for sure.
Social media?
Social media. Yeah. Social media is what it has become. Yeah.
Would you rather give up the internet for 1 year or not shower for 1 year?
Internet. I'm way too fastidious about hygiene and everything.
All right. This one's a little bit of a thinking question. Who is on your Mount Rushmore of Heroclix opponents?
Ooh. Opponents that I've personally played against?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So probably Caleb. I've played him in multiple finals and all of that over the years. So Caleb Reddick. Dan Powell knocked me out in top 32 last year, and I haven't had a rematch with him. So sure, we'll put Dan Powell there. I've only played Isaac in top 8 of team sealed, and his team was so much more stacked than mine. I don't know.
That was 2 years ago when we were together.
Yes, it was. Yeah, golly, they pulled that magic brick, and we did not. My team was so bad. But let's see. There's a guy in Lawton he doesn't get to travel very much, but he is a really good player. And so for local, in Lawton, I would say Logan Parley, and he's a really fantastic player. He builds really well and creatively, and he positions well. He just doesn't get to travel very much. And then here, I'll say Thomas Castell in Tulsa for the local.
All right, thank you, because I'm going to jot those names down, and they'll be invited to the show sooner or later.
Okay. Yeah, they'll both be fantastic on the show.
What is your favorite breakfast cereal?
So Aldi, this is favorite right now. Aldi has their own spin on Cocoa Puffs, and I don't know what illegal substance they put in it, but I can just destroy a box of those. I don't because but I have to show significant self-control. Those Cocoa Puff knockoffs they're better than the original. They're out of this world.
Does
So
it tear
Aldi
up the roof of your mouth?
Yes, but it's worth it.
Totally worth it. So what you're saying is you could be a serial killer.
I could. Absolutely. With a C.
All right. You can have dinner with anyone throughout history. Who are you eating with, and what are y'all having?
And what are we having? I mean, I'd probably have to say I'm a believer. Most important aspect of my life in Jesus. So I'd have to say probably Jesus. And I mean, we're probably eating fish, right? I mean, he and his disciples caught a lot of fish. You know, some of them, 4 of them were fishermen. So
tilapia, swordfish, halibut.
Oh, if I get to pick any fish,
yeah,
golly, we're probably having like poke bowls or something with like tuna and salmon. I don't think that was an option in ancient Israel, but you know.
No, but I mean, you're having dinner.
Yeah,
today.
it's my wish, right? You know.
Yes.
Yeah. My turn. Okay. If you were a crayon, what color would you be?
Cerulean. That was always so. It's a shade of blue. It's like one of my favorite shades of blue. And when that crayon came out, it came out a long time back, but cerulean, fuchsia, jungle green, maybe one other. They were like new colors from Crayola. And that cerulean, I treasured the cerulean crayon in each of the boxes in elementary school or middle school, whenever it was.
The one you want to grab and use, but it's the one you want to save because you want to keep looking at it when you open a box.
It's got to be a special project. One does not simply use cerulean for just anything. You know, Sean Bean meme. So yeah.
All right. So my next question is: do you sing when you're driving in the car or in the shower?
Yes, I do sing. Not when my voice is all hoarse. Karaoke, but I've done led music at just about every church that I've been a part of, and groups I've been in. And yeah, I sing in the car. Except I'm usually listening to podcasts. I have like 7 hours of podcasts a week that I have to get through because I love learning everything. And so when I find a new podcast, I don't want to give up other podcasts. So I've just been stacking them up over the past 15 years or so that I've been listening to podcasts.
Now you have another one to listen to.
And now I have another one to listen to. Everything's on 2X though. So yeah.
What is the last book that you read? And audiobooks do count.
So the last book I read was for a book club with my brothers-in-law. Like I said, my wife is from a big family. She's the third of 12. That's a big family. So I have a lot of brothers-in-law, both married in and, her blood siblings. And we read a book by Tim Keller called Counterfeit Gods. So that'd be the last one that I read. Although I'm reading The Hobbit with my 8-year-old.
That counts.
Yeah, but we're only in like chapter 4. So
okay.
We're in the Misty Mountains, and they just got pulled by the goblins through the crack in the cave wall. So,
all right. So which tastes better, round pizza or square pizza?
I am a huge fan of thin crust. We had Domino's thin crust tonight because it didn't feel like a cooking night. Thin crust. And so however that comes, I feel like they're more often in squares, the good thin crust. So I'll say square, but but once it's hand tossed, it's round. It's round all day long. So
All right, this is a special Clix questionnaire question just for you, since you're a Tolkien fan. Who is the hero of the Lord of the Rings? Samwise Gamgee or Frodo?
I don't think there's a singular hero because neither would have made it without the other, right? I think the one expected hero for the whole time, you're just expecting it to be Frodo, but then you're like, it's flooring, when Sam suddenly, he's been so unsure of himself, so down on himself, and it's all about Mr. Frodo, and then in a pinch, man, if Sam were a quarterback, he would be everything that like Tony Romo was not. Like in that clutch situation, Sam's got it, and Frodo didn't.
So are you a Cowboys fan?
No, but
No?
I did have Tony Romo on my fantasy team one year, and he disappointed me more than he should.
Oh, good segue, but we'll get to that after the questionnaire is done.
Okay.
All right. What animal would you be able to beat in a fight with no weapons? Wild animal.
A turtle, maybe.
I don't know. Those Ninja Turtles can get you.
They can. I didn't say a ninja turtle or a mutant turtle for that matter. I don't know. There's probably a fair number. Among them are not kangaroos or any of the great apes. But
all right. How about this? Do you think you could take an ostrich on in a fight?
I would not want to do that. Those things are big, strong, and meaner than cats.
They're mean.
Very mean.
Okay, so smaller than ostrich. That'll be for the next guy.
I would attack. I don't know if I'd win. I mean, if I could have a good stick, I might take on like an emu or something.
No weapons.
I know, but no weapons. That's the thing, because they have claws on their feet. You got to watch out for those guys.
Sometimes it amazes me when I think about how mankind made it to the top of the food chain when we are the most defenseless of all the critters. Like, we had no real claws to speak of, or we have no fur. Like, we are very frail animals.
Yeah. I mean, in I don't know if you played Knights of the Old Republic, the old Star Wars game, but the assassin droid, the meat bag and flesh sack or whatever, he calls it, like that's kind of us, to be perfectly honest. That's pretty accurate there, man.
Who is your Disney princess?
So my favorite Disney princess movie is Sleeping Beauty because it's classic, and I think the changing locations and everything is really good, and the fairies are funny and stuff. But if I had to just like pick one, like as a partner or friend or anything like that, it would probably be. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Tangled girl, whatever her name is.
Rapunzel.
Rapunzel.
Yes, Rapunzel. Yes, the one that is a famous story for her name.
My final question is: how many tries did it take you to get your driver's license?
So I overthought the written exam, and I failed it the first time by one, but I passed my practical on the first time. So,
all right. So you've wrapped up the Clix questionnaire. We know all we can know about you. The Clix community knows you inside and out. And the last question is: do you have any questions for us?
Yes. So, what made you want to start this podcast, and how did you two get to know each other?
So it was just a random chance, basically. I was sitting around listening to other podcasts, thought, that's outside my comfort zone, but I feel like that I could contribute something, but I'm not an extrovert. And said, let's give it a go. See if I can break out of my comfort zone. And I started liking what I was doing, but I liked the way it was kind of developing organically, but it didn't feel like it was complete. So I did a casting call, answered the call, and he was by far and away the most qualified person. So he's been with me ever since.
I mean, I'm kind of an extrovert, so I'll gather the people to talk to and reach out there and put myself out. Plus, I don't mind making an ass of myself. So,
I mean, and you're easy to carry on a conversation with. So
Yes.
thank you.
yeah. And
Right.
so last question, if I may.
Yeah.
What's your favorite HeroClix piece?
Go ahead, Scott.
Can I answer for you? Wes's favorite piece that he's ever gotten is the Deadpool unicorn, mainly because of the sculpt / it's Deadpool, and he's a Deadpool fanatic.
That is mostly incorrect.
What?
Yes, it's like very close tied, but my favorite of all time is War of the Realms Chase Spider-Man with the time dilation
The three
3
dice.
dice mechanic.
Mhm.
And even though he's very susceptible to outwit, I just love that mechanic so much, and I love the frustration on my opponent's face when they're facing it, and it makes me giggle. So
And I don't have a favorite piece. I'll play anything. I play the commons, the uncommons, the rares. I try and play every figure, just figure out a home for it. So I don't really have a go-to favorite.
So your favorite is the one you haven't played yet.
Yes.
Okay, well, Scott, what's a piece that you have like a very fond memory of, and it's associated with
My first HeroClix event win would probably be Louisiana States, and I ran an Ultron Swarm, and that was before PJ made the Ultron Swarm popular. I had a ton of Ultrons. I had the round table, the Avengers round table for call-ins. I would use Namor and Aquaman on the round table and keep them specifically and get to power 2. So in water, I would have a +1 to stats. And back in that day, you would have a +1 to your theme roll if you had X amount of characters. So I would have like a +12 to theme map theme, and I would get the Atlantis throne room map. And yeah, have fun trying to hit me if I get a +1 to stats.
Yeah, that's legit.
And then the trash bots kept bringing the drones back. So
Yep. Ultron 1. That's super rare. Yeah.
I would have 3 of them on my team.
That is wild. Was that your favorite Ultron, or what was your favorite Ultron chase from Age of Ultron?
I liked the future Ultron.
Was that the yellow and black suit, the 18.2?
No. It was the one that was surrounded in like a bubble of energy. He would had like Mystics feedback, even though he wasn't Mystics.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I really liked that 18.2. I thought he was pretty cool. He had like a running shot, and then when he hit, then he could also mind control you.
Yes.
Or something like that. That was pretty cool. I liked him. So.
All right, Eric. So you've survived the Clix questionnaire. We have done a root canal of your Clix soul, and now that you're completely exposed to the Heroes of community, how does it feel?
Feels very, very freeing. I have no secrets. So.
Well, thank you so much for making time for us tonight. It's been a joy talking to you. I look forward to seeing the future, hopefully at Red Riding Clix.
Hope so.
How did you hear about Red Riding Clix the first time?
Probably Facebook. Yeah. So for all its flaws, it is sometimes good at just disseminating information. So
you have pumped it out and hyped it up so much for so long, Wes. It is a staple out there.
Yes,
it's a very known thing.
I've exhausted everything except for television ads to try to get the word out there, and yet I still encounter people that have not heard about it before. So I'm always curious about what is actually working as far as disseminating information, what Facebook groups and stuff to get the word out. But it is a great event
too, big time. That helps.
Yeah, it's a great event, and we are definitely very focused on the veteran community and helping out the veterans who are in need, which obviously you have a heart for. So love to have you out there. Do you have any final thoughts for the evening?
I appreciate you guys having me on and being such gracious hosts, and it was a good time. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Scott, before you do your final thought, want to shout out John Hoffner, a Clix creator. He does 3D printing. He can print pretty much anything you can think of. In fact, one of the Pregnanos just reached out to me because they want a new panel for their carrying case that he made for them. So he'll do it cheaper than anybody else. You approach him, say, "Hey, I have this Chase Wolverine. What can you make me for?" And you even trade. He's also doing all the printing for Red, White, and Clicks for the maps and the trophies and everything else. Also, shout out our Patreon. The first of every month, we are doing a giveaway to all of our Patreon members. $5 and above gets your name put in once. For every $5 increment above that, gets your name put in again, and then some additional pricing with that. As of today, we have 3 Patreon members.
What?
Yeah. So it's getting up there. We got some competition now. So now Mork over in Australia isn't guaranteed a prize every month.
Nice.
So make sure if you like what you see and hear here, like what we're doing with the community and promoting the heroes of Heroclix, please consider subscribing, helping us out with some of the production costs. We really appreciate your support. Is all of our shameless plugs? Football.
I want to promote the Clixies again with Dial H at 8 p.m. this Saturday, Central Standard Time. So if you're not playing in Texas finals against me at that time, then you should be eligible to watch.
Are you mailing out some prizes from fantasy football?
Yes, we had a fantasy football season for Talking Clix, and I told everyone that placed higher than me, I would send them a booster. There were 2 locals that placed higher than me, so I handed them their boosters. Andrew, you have not been able to catch up with me yet, so I still have yours. And the rest of the guys, Panda Paul, Shay McClure, and Kevin Maloney, your stuff is in the mail.
So you finished what out of what?
6th place.
6 out of 12.
And I had the highest score going into the playoffs. I'm like, yes, I was 3rd seed, and I got beat down.
And I never made a roster change, and I placed 11th.
Yes.
Yeah. That'll happen. That roster is like a garden. It has to be tended.
Yes.
Well, congratulations to everybody that beat down Scott and proved that he is not the know-all and be-all of fantasy football.
I do want to pat myself on the back, though, because I did win 2 other leagues, and I won a guillotine league. So, yay. Congratulations.
That is good.
How many leagues did I play in? I played in 6, and then the 1 guillotine league. So,
hey, it's all a numbers game, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, do you have any final thoughts for the evening?
Yes. It's okay to not be okay. It's not okay to stay that way.
And my new one I just thought of is be your favorite opponent. Whatever attributes you want to see in the person sitting across from you, you portray those elements. If you want your opponent to be generous and fun-loving and good sport, you be that way as well. So
if you want them to be a salty little bitch, then
then be Scott. No, so yeah, we're all players on the board. Just remember that. But yeah, so Eric, doctor, dentist, captain, lieutenant.
I was a major.
Major, so. Okay. Major, doctor, Eric.
It's a major year so far because we've had J Major, and now we have Major Sexton.
Yeah.
So would it be major doctor or doctor major?
It depends on the
I believe it's Dr. Major.
Even in the clinic, they would a lot of times just say major, so yeah, it's kind of a weird deal, with ranks. So that just kind of takes over the titles. So
Dr. Major Eric Prince Sexton.
I mean, I'll take it. That sounds pretty. That sounds pretty generous. So,
all right. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's been great talking to you. I look forward to seeing you out there. Good luck at Oklahoma State. When is that again?
It's on the 17th, a week from Saturday.
All right. Well,
good
luck
this Saturday.
And I look forward to seeing everybody on the Dial H, what's it called? The
Clixies.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for being here. Everybody for listening. Thanks for supporting us. And as always, keep on Clixing. Yeah, have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
You shall not pass! Lights come up, camera clean, plastic dreams on the screen. Father and sons counted down, every click's a crown. Hands steady, smiles wide, sons leaning on either side. Every pull a shared routine, bonded stronger than the seams. Open slow, let it breathe, no rushing what you wanna keep. Polish first, then reveal that shine you feel is real. They call her Prince of Cerulean. Special moments, never routine. When the box cracks, the room leans in. Perfect bite, no cavity in it. Built to last, sealed and clean. Long live the Prince of Cerulean. Masters of time, dinosaurs roar, kids light up, wanting more. Eyes go wide, laughter rings. That's the joy the future brings. Glue on fingers, patience thin. Some bonds take time to set within. Same old rule, drill it right. Strong enamel holds through the night. Measure twice, don't overheat. Pressure cracks what's meant to see. Slow hands, precision keen. That's how legends stay pristine. They call him Prince of Cerulean. Nothing average, nothing cheap. When it sings, the whole room leans. Royal voice, crowd in sync. Every fix cut sharp and clean. Long live the Prince of Cerulean. I'm a major, come command. Learn control with a steady hand. Now white coat days at the VA, filling gaps the right way. Drill hums low, no wasted spin. Seal the crack before it caves in. Defense shell, Loctite team. Strong bite wins the long game clean. Frodo and Sam on a burning road shared the weight, split the load. No one clears the fire alone. Every crown is shared, not owned. Toothbrush first, that's how it goes. Pace just follows, everyone knows. Cerulean waits for a moment that's rare. You don't break it out anywhere. Thor and Spidey, frame by frame. Thunder webs control terrain. Ghost Rider glows, super rare flame. Locked away like a sacred name. Dial H buzz, Clixies shine. Don't miss the show, it's prime time. Family built, channel clean. Every episode another memory sealed. Mount Rushmore carved his way. Reddick Powell, Isaac Stay. Logan Castile set in stone. Greatness never stands alone. They call him the Prince of Cerulean. Every moment sealed between. From the unbox to the final scene. No decay, no in between. Perfect posh, cavity free. Long live the Prince of Cerulean. Cocoa Puffs gone, now they bread. An empty bowl, steady hand. shit!